Go. Chapter 9. That same night, Rosa and I said our goodbyes in the corridor outside her flat. "I'm not going to tell you where I'm hiding, Daniel," she said. "That way, if you are caught, there's no chance of you giving me away. But don't worry, it's very safe. I wish you'd come with me and hide there, but there isn't room for both you and Friedrich." "Our whole family is going to hide," she added, "even Mama. She is sure the transports are going to a place called Auschwitz, a camp built for killing people, a death camp. That's what she hears from those who load and clean the trains." "It'll soon be over, Rosa. If we make it through, how will we find each other?" "We'll meet each other here, Daniel, in lots. I'll leave you a note in your old apartment telling you where we are living." She threw her arms around me. "Daniel, you must live. Don't let them defeat you. Erica is right. We must try." "I'll try," I promised. "I'll try." And then we kissed. I didn't want to let her go. I held on to her for dear life, and she to me. The door to her apartment opened. "Rosa," her older brother said, "it's time to go." He shook my hand. "Good luck, Daniel." "You too, Nathan." I managed to get out, and then I turned and without looking back ran up the stairs to our apartment. The next morning, Father, Mother, and Erica packed their clothes and left for the train station. First, they hugged Friedrich goodbye. Then Mother held my face between her hands and stared at me with tears in her eyes. I, too, took a long last look at her. We knew we might never see each other again. "God bless you and keep you," she said. I kissed her and Erica and Father. I love you, Erica," said to me. "I love you, too." "Be strong, Daniel," Father said. "Be strong." "I will, Father." We hugged, and they left. We were alone. All that day we sat quietly in my room, not daring to make a sound. Finally, night came. "I think we should go out one at a time," said Friedrich. "Less likely to draw attention to ourselves. And if they catch us, only one will get caught." I nodded. "Who goes first?" "Let me," Friedrich said. "If you see any trouble, don't follow." "No," I said. "Let me." But Friedrich was suddenly out the door. "See you there," he called back. I watched him from the window as he moved down the street, going from door to door. Finally, he disappeared from sight. I left the window and checked the cupboard. All my valuables were there. Most of my pictures. I'd kept a few in my boot, my diary, my camera, Erica's violin, the radio, and my copy of The Count of Monte Cristo. The bed was in front of it, the comforter on. I took one last look out the window and then opened the door. The corridor was empty. I crept down the stairs and paused before opening the door to the street. I heard no noise, no footsteps, and felt it was probably safe. I slipped through the door and darted for the next doorway. "Halt!" My heart started to pound, and I broke out in a cold sweat. In a split second, I had to decide whether to stop or make a run for the shadows. "Halt, or I'll shoot!" The words were German. I stopped. In a moment, 2 Gestapo guards were behind me, a gun pressed into my back. "Move! Hurry up!" I ended up being shoved into this freight car, one of the last to be loaded. I didn't see Friedrich. Maybe he made it. Perhaps Father and Mother and Erica are on the same train. Often it takes a full day and part of the night to load them full of people. I resolved to be strong, as Father said. Whatever's in store, I shall try to meet it bravely. The sun is up now. I tucked the pictures back into my boot where I'd kept them, just in case I was captured. Erica was right. There was so much that was good in those pictures. I must try to concentrate on that, not on the overwhelming evil of the Nazis. They will not defeat me if I can help it. Not if I can help it. The train slows down and finally comes to a jarring stop. The doors are thrown open, and we are ordered out. Prisoners dressed in striped pajamas help us out of the car. Many in the car are dead. I look around desperately, trying to catch a glimpse of my family. People from other cars aren't treated as politely. "Out! Out!" German guards scream. There are many guards with machine guns and dogs. There is panic everywhere as people scream and call to family members. We are pushed toward an enclosure where we are told to leave all our belongings. I put down my rucksack, but I leave the pictures in my boot. I think of the rest of the pictures hidden in the cupboard along with my diary. Maybe if I don't survive, someone will find it all and remember me. We are hurried out of the enclosure and marched back along the railroad tracks. We reach a huge open field. Barracks are on either side of the field, and to our left there are chimneys. Smoke pours out of the chimneys, and the glow hovers over the camp. There is a terrible smell from the smoke, which makes me gag. I've never smelled anything like it. The field is full of people who must have arrived from all over Europe, many of them with Star of David sewn to their coats or jackets. Desperately, I look for my family, and then I see them. They are a few hundred yards ahead of me. I scream, Mother, Father, Erica. But they can't hear me because suddenly a selection has begun. Dogs bark, soldiers scream, the men are beaten about the head and back, lines are being formed. Women on the right, men on the left, all in single file. Then the SS officers go through the women's line, separate some of the healthier-looking women from the children and old men, or old women. The children scream and cry, the mothers try to run after them. Some are beaten, one is shot. Both lines are marched off. I push my way through the crowd of men until I am behind Father. Father! He turns. His face shows only disappointment. They caught you, he says, tears coming to his eyes. It's all right, Father. We'll go through this together, I say. Together, we'll be stronger. He hugs me close. And then our selection begins. A German stands at the front of the line and points with his thumb to the right or to the left. One side will live, one will die. That much I know. Slap your cheeks, Father, I order. Bite your lips. He does so. Stand up straight. Father is only 40 years old. He looks much older because of everything we've been through. Still, he isn't sick and his hair is black. That should help. I bite my lips and pinch my cheeks. The line moves slowly. I can see that those being sent to the right are old and sick-looking. It's my father's turn. He is sent to the left. And then it is my turn. I, too, am sent to the left. We are taken into a barracks where we are forced to undress. We have to leave our things. I tuck my pictures deep into my boots. Then we are hustled into a long room that has 2 benches running down the center and prisoners with razors standing along their benches. The guards are constantly screaming at us and pushing us so we don't have time to think or react. Our heads are shaved and then our entire bodies. The barbers cut us as they shave us. Then the guards push us into another room where prisoners pour disinfectant over us. I can't help but scream. It is terribly painful because I am bleeding from the cuts the barbers gave me. I shut my eyes and put my hands over them so none of the disinfectant gets into my eyes. Everyone is screaming. We are rushed into another room where striped uniforms and wooden clogs are thrown at us, and then we are beaten and pushed outside into another building. We dress as we run. I can't find Father. I know he must be here, but I can't find him. And I realize that I will never see my pictures again. God, how I hate them for taking everything away from me. Finally, we are pushed into a large barracks where there are 3 tiers of bunks. Father! Father! I cry. A man in front of me turns around. Daniel? Father? We are so changed with our shaved heads and uniforms we didn't even recognize each other. It suits you, Father, I say, trying to smile. He grabs me and hugs me. Mother and Erica are dead, Daniel. I found out from a guard that the smoke is from bodies burning. But first, they are taken into huge rooms and then gas is thrown in, and they choke to death. Oh, God, help us. All that suffering and then to die like that. Father, they may have survived the selection, I whisper. We did. Into your bunks, a German guard yells as he swats at Father with a stick. Now! Father and I scramble into a bunk with 10 others. Lights are turned out. The only sounds are the moans and sighs of men and boys like us who have just lost everything.